Second verse, same as the first, and the market's had an instant replay from Monday. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. And of course, we had a winner finally, Denver. Another winner. All right, so we covered that. We're back on track in our football. Tonight we got baseball. We'll give you our prediction later. In the meantime, we had a market very similar to yesterday. Markets rallied on trade, on it, whatever. And of course, the Dow maintained and was the strongest, and the Russell got clobbered again. NASDAQ was charging along with no problems. All of a sudden, something happened and it broke hard. Dow, S&P was about unchanged, right around the flat line. At the end of the day, this is very consistent with a market that is building a top. This is very consistent with a market that is in consolidation. And of course, it's going to break one way or the other. We do think it's going to break to the downside. As we look at some of the underlying factors, number one, we're still making more new lows than making new highs. That's number one. Number two, you're seeing a big bid in the commodities right now. If you watch commodities at all, you know that commodities are an alternative investment, and that's where money flows when it comes out of equities. So there's either money coming out of the equity market going to commodities, or you've got money that was set aside for equities that's now moving to commodities. Cocoa was charging higher, sugar, the grains were much higher today. After being lower early, they charged higher. And of course, we're meeting our objectives. The corn just about to get to that 370 mark we were looking for our first target. Soybeans were up about 10 cents. Wheat, which was down all day, popped up and was up at one time 15 cents, closing up 10. So these are all signs that are showing us, okay? One big sign, the Dow being the strongest of all the indices, is not a bullish sign, that's more of a bearish sign. But the media, the pundits will only tell you the Dow is up. But if you look at the underlying market, all the stocks are getting clobbered underneath the surface. Amazon was up about 20 bucks or whatever, 15, closed down about 30 to 40. Again, we're seeing a lot of things that are consistent with a market starting to make a top. Now, again, we're going to stay with the observation deck and not get too aggressive here. We still need volatility to participate, which it's really not. We still need more volume. But until we get that, then we'll be ready to go. But I would expect to see a possible hard sell. But what we're looking for is to sell the subsequent rally that comes from that hard sell-off. But when we're looking at things like gold, gold is another asset class that typically, when people are getting a little bit concerned, you get a little bit of rally. Well, gold was up at one time 20 bucks today. Now again, it's still got to break through 1220 to break out. Silver looks like it has already broken out now. So these are fair assets. The treasury bonds rallied a little bit today. Now again, I think this is more of a dead cat bounce because I think interest rates are going higher. And I think when we see the jobs report on Friday, it'll force the Fed to raise faster than they want to. But in the meantime, it is a little bit of a fair asset, and we saw treasuries rally a little bit. But watch 3.30 on the 30-year U.S. bonds. It's a pretty key number. If we get through there, it could get really ugly. That could really spark the next bear market. So we'll be watching for that. But again, I remind you that we're still observing here. The meats were very much mixed right around the unchanged line, except hogs, boom, up to about 67 today. Again, on target for our move to 70. Now, I'm telling you, anybody who trades those, or if you're a farmer or a producer and holding those, this is the time to start hedging a little bit. Now, don't hedge to give up the upside, just hedge to protect the downside while allowing, if we go over 70, who knows how high we can go. But we know we can lock in 65 or 66 here by using the right strategy. The other thing, the oil looked like it had a little bit of a blow off, although we did puke yesterday. And again, sometimes you just have to take the loss. We did not re-enter yet, but if we see some continuation to selling tomorrow, because it was only down a little bit today, so it didn't really relieve the blow off. So if we're a little bit lower tomorrow, we may look to re-enter a small position and try to build another big position. In the meantime, we're still licking our wounds from the oil position we had on before. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, pretty stable. And again, now that you have Fidelity getting back in, not getting back in, but getting into these markets now, it's just giving more credibility. I think, again, I don't know which one's going to be the winner at the end or which group of them, but I do believe that there is some good investment there. And again, that has to be money that you don't need, and that's, we will call it the dinner and a movie type of trade, where if it doesn't work, then you don't lose much. It's not like you gave up a whole lot and took a whole lot of risk here. But there's a lot of warning signs out there right now. And that's something that we want to be concerned about. There's things to watch for that are very concerning. The new lows, the lack of volume, the money going into commodities, all things that indicate that the markets may be peaking. But in the meantime, we stay in that wide sweeping consolidation pattern, which is very torturous pretty much across the board. So we'll be looking and we'll be ready when it's time. But for now, we will continue to observe. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Daily Update. As always, I thank you for being here. And don't forget about our high school investing program. If you'd like to help us out, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Also, don't forget to catch the Bubba Show every day from 4 to 5 Eastern. Today, we've got on Adam Barata from Advantage Gold, one of our guys. And of course, baseball starts tonight. Cubs against Colorado, Freeland against Lester. We're going to go with the wily old veteran, John Lester, and the Cubs laying the wood tonight. That'll do it for today's Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you on Wednesday.